welcome again to the MyZone online school. My name is Esther Kamati, and our theme for this week remains to keep on learning. But before we get into the learning process, let us sanitize. We encourage everybody to keep on sanitizing and, of course, keeping a safe distance. But we have an exciting lesson in store today, and we're going to start off with our grade 1 class where teacher Hetty will be teaching us about directions and prepositions. So let's look in the direction of teacher Hetty's class.
Explanation of symbols on worksheets are as follows. Use coloring crayons to color the picture. Use your finger to follow the track or line or show the correct picture. Use a coloring crayon to draw a line or write a number or sound. Look at the picture and say the number or sound out loud. Use a scissors to cut on the dotted line. Look at the picture. Use these symbols for the lesson of the day, which will be allocated at the top right side of each page. For example, Lesson 1. Prepositions and directions.
Good day. Welcome to MyZone online school. My name is teacher Hetty. Let's also say welcome to our friend. Our theme for the week is colors. But before we start with our work today, let's sanitize our hands. We spray the sanitizer on our hands and we rub our hands together and we rub on the back side of our hands and then we rub between our fingers and then we give our hands all round squishy squashy and then we are set and sanitized. Today's lesson is about handwriting and the letter C. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed the number 4 that we did yesterday. So now let's recap a little bit. Number 4, we said, number 4, we can get 4 wheels on a car. We can get 4 legs on a cow. So, how did we make the number 4? Remember we said we can start at the top of the line, we go skew down, and then make a straight line and give it a little line on the straight line. And this will complete our number 4. I hope you look around and see many things outside that reminds you of the number 4. Now today's lesson is about the letter C. Now let's learn how to print the letter C. We start just below the line and we roll down from there and make a curvy C. And we stop just near the ground. Let's do it again. We start below the line and we go and make a curvy line and we stop near the ground. That makes the letter C. Now let's learn how to sound letter C. Let's look at car. Remember, the car can make a curve on the road. Let's sound car. Car, k, k. Let's look at another one. We have a cup. K, cup. Let's look at another one. Cat. K, cat. Well, now you may turn to page 17 and let's look at how to complete page 17. let's look at the top picture. We said cat starts with the letter C. How do we make the sound? We say k. Well, it seems like the little cat does not want to stop making his sound. Let's look at the bottom part of the page. And how are we making this? Remember, we find a spot just below the line and we listen carefully as the cars make a curve and stop near the ground. Now, if you do page number 17, you may complete it by using your pencil and fill in all the blocks. Start by tracing the first block. You may now turn to page 18. And on page 18, I would like you to remember, start just below the line and the cars can cruise down curvy C and stop near the ground. You can use a green color to make curvy C. What sound does C make? C says k in words. You may also use a paintbrush and remember to start below the line and go down the curve. Well, friends, now you may turn to page 19 in your booklet. Now, let's look at the top of the page. Do you remember when you've been to the beach? How does the waves go? The waves go forward and backwards. They go forward and backwards. Have you seen a picture on television about the boat moving on the sea? The boat goes up and down and moving forward and a little bit backwards. So now when you make the wave pattern, remember, you start and go over and forward and you draw back a little bit, just like the waves. The waves go forward a little bit and draws back a little bit. And then you swing all the way around and move forward and backwards until you've completed your wave pattern. And if we move on to the lower part of the page, you'll see that there is a big shark in the sea. And what about the shark? Let's see what's missing on the shark. Let's join the numbers. On the first part, there's numbers that starts from 1 to 5. Just on the back of the shark. Let's draw it. It might look like a triangle. And now let's look at the shark's mouth. Join those numbers from number 1 to number 2 to number 3, number 4 and number 5. Wow, what is that? It's the teeth of the shark. I'm a little bit scared for sharks. So remember to complete the wave patterns that you see on your page. You may color the shark any color that you like. Remember, the sharks in the sea have a very dark gray color. We also get white sharks, but they are not sometimes white at all. Color the boats and enjoy your pattern. Now, let's move on to page 20 of your workbook. I don't know if you have smelled apple pie before, but apple pie smells so nice. So let's color all the apples the colors that you would like. Maybe green, red or yellow. And now join the pattern to draw you closer to the smell of where the apple pie is. And as you follow that pattern, you will discover where the apple pie was hidden. And so now you join it and then enjoy your apple pie. Make your patterns and have some fun. Remember to color your pictures very nicely within the lines. And if you struggle a little bit, remember to ask Mommy and Daddy for your help. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed to learn about the letter C and how to make your patterns. Let's just take a look again at what letter C is. Remember, we find a spot just below the line and we cruise down curvy C and we stop near the ground. Let's remember the things that sound with letter C. We said car, k, cup, k, and cat, k. Well, I hope you enjoyed the lesson on letter C and the patterns. Now, before we end today, let's sanitize our hands. We spray the sanitizer on the inside of our hands and we rub our hands together and we rub on the back side of our hands and between our fingers and we give our hands a lovely squishy squashy and see, we are all set for today. I wonder where's Joshi, our friend? Do you know where he is? Bye, friends.
Hi everyone, I'm Josh and I'm back. Even though the schools are closed, I thought about we can still do online classes, learning and reading. You can also do your schoolwork. Until next time, bye!
That was a phenomenal lesson, Teacher Hetty. I learned so much, and while I'm sitting on this couch, let me not miss the opportunity to introduce you again to Teacher Mutsa. And today we're heading to the grade 2 and 3 class where she'll be teaching us lesson 3 for week 4.
Hello, grade 2s and 3s. Welcome back to my Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa, and today I have a friend joining us. Let us say hi to everyone at home. Our theme this week has been traditional and modern house and building materials. Now, before we begin, we need to sanitize our hands. So let us take our sanitizer. 2 spritz. Well done. Rub. In between, round and round. Very good. And it is also important that we practice good social distancing. So let us spread our arms out to make sure we're not touching anyone, and in front of us. Very good. Our topic today is estimation with odd and even numbers, as well as measuring and adding and subtraction. Let us now take a look at our first exercise on page 14. Here you can see that we have balls in different boxes. We are going to practice estimation, which is also known as guessing. We are going to guess how many balls are in each block. We're going to start with the first one, and the first one is giving you options. Are there 6 balls? Are there 15 balls? Or are there 30 balls? I want you to, without counting, to guess, and you're going to circle your answer. When you're done circling your answer, I would like you now to count the balls and actually get the answer. Your actual amount will be in the box there next to your guess. You're going to do that for all 3. And remember to read the instructions that you are given, as well as to be honest and just guess first. Let's move on to number 15, page 15. On page 15, we can see that we have division. Now, to divide is to break apart and put in different groups. We are going to be using the grouping system. and we are going to circle them. You can see for number 1 they have done it for us, and they are stars. Number 1 says, how many groups of 6 can you make with 36 stars? So they have 36 stars, and in each group they are going to put 6 stars. You can count them and see that in each group there are 6 stars. After grouping all the stars, it is now time to count the groups themselves. You can also see and count by yourselves how many groups there are. The answer is on the left side. There are 6 groups. So in each group there are 6 stars. And we are now going to put that in a division equation. So we start with the things that we were counting. We were counting 36 stars. So we write the number 36. Then we put the division sign, as you can see, which is 2 small boxes or 2 dots and a line in between. Then we put the number 6, but this one is from the question. So the 6 we are putting is from the question. And then we put our equal sign, which will say equals to 6. The second 6, we got it from the number of groups. You are going to do this for all of them, as shown in the example. And remember to count out loud as you are circling. Let's just look at number 2. Number 2 says, how many groups of 4 can you make with 16 circles? So we have our 16 circles there, and you're going to put them in groups of 4. You need to count 4 circles before you circle them as one group. And then after that, you must count your groups and put the answer where it says groups. Then you're going to divide or make a division equation, starting with 16 divided by, and then you continue. The rest of these you can do by yourselves. For our next exercise, we are going to divide the numbers with odd and even. Please turn to page 16. On page 16, you can see that there are numbers below. We have 2, 13, and we have right up until the number 6. You are going to take these numbers and divide them, whether they are odd number box or even number box. Our friend here is going to do that for us. The first number she's going to try is 2. Is that an odd number or an even number? Well done! The next number is 4. Is that an odd number or an even number? Very good. The next number we're going to try is 8. Is that an odd number or an even number? Well done. I hope you're following at home, and if you are, you must give yourself a pat on the back. The next number we have is 9. Is that an odd number or an even number? Yes, well done. And the last number that we have is 17. Is that an odd number or an even number? Very good. Now I want you to try this exercise by yourself. Make sure that you write the correct number in the odd box or the even box. I hope you enjoyed the last exercise and that you did it correctly. Don't forget, odd numbers and even numbers are different. Now let us move to the next exercise on page 17. We are now talking about length, and we are going to measure the length in terms of centimeters. Now, centimeters are the way that we use to measure with a ruler. You can see that there is a black ruler there, and on that black ruler are numbers. Each number is a centimeter. So from 1 to 2, that is 1 centimeter, up until you can see to the 12th number. And in between are what we call half a centimeter. So a whole centimeter goes from one number to another, and then half a centimeter goes in between the two numbers. We are going to use the ruler, or you are going to use the ruler at home to check how many centimeters each item that we can see there. The first one is a pencil. You can see that the pencil has been measured for us. Now, when we are measuring as well, it's important to mark the beginning of the item and the end of the item so that we know exactly where to put our ruler. You can see that the ruler has been put right at the beginning of the pencil where the eraser stays. And it is important to make sure that the ruler is in line with the item. It is also important to mark an end of the item by putting a line so that you'll be able to read the answer much more clearly. So if you try this at home with the first one, second, and all the other items, you will see that you will get a correct reading. Do not forget to mark the item from where it starts to where it ends to help you measure. Number 3 is asking you to use a ruler to draw the lines for the following lengths in your books. This one, you are going to start with a starting line for number 3. Let us take a look at the board. I have my ruler here. So my starting line can be where it says 3 centimeters. I can put my starting line right here. Then I know that I can put my ruler at the beginning of that starting line, like so. And with looking, or by looking at your ruler, you will be able to see how 3 centimeters would look like from your starting line to your finishing line. Your finishing line should be in line with the number you have been asked to measure. Here is my 3 centimeters. And to connect the two, I draw another line in between. So this is how I know that this is 3 centimeters. Let's go back into your exercise. They are asking you to do 3 centimeters up until 8 centimeters. So I will leave you to do these ones at home. Let's turn to page 18. On page 18 is a different exercise, but we are still dealing with measuring. Here we can see that it is asking you to measure 3 objects that are longer or 3 objects that are shorter than your pencil. Now everybody has a pencil at home, so I want you to find any 3 objects. Here we have found in our little classroom 3 objects that are longer than our pencil. This is our pencil, and our piece of string is longer than our pencil. We have also found a bottle that is longer than our pencil, and we have a book that is longer than our pencil. So we can write these 3 objects. You are going to find your own 3 objects. At the same time, it is also asking for 3 objects that are shorter than your pencil. We can see that the sharpener is shorter than the pencil. The Lego is shorter than the pencil. And the Post-its are also shorter than the pencil. So we will write these 3 things in our book. You have to find your own 3 things that are longer and 3 things that are shorter to write in your booklet. I hope you managed to find the things that you are looking for to measure between shorter and longer with your pencil. Now, let us go to another exercise on page 19. Here we can see that there are 3 things that we are going to be tackling. The first one is number 1, where it is basically like decomposing or breaking down the number. You can see that they gave you an example there. And that example, we are going to try and use the same method to answer the first one. Let us take a look at the board. Now what you have to remember is that when we are breaking down a number, it is exactly how you say it. So if I say 100, then I must write 100. And 70, we will write 70. And another plus sign. And we have our 5. So it will be 5. So it is now 175, the same as here. You're going to try this with the rest for number 1. Let us now take a look at what is in the booklet for number 2. Number 2, we have addition and subtraction. Now, grade 2s and 3s, we have been doing addition and subtraction for a long time. So this one shouldn't take us too much time. But let us just do 2 examples. We're going to do the first one and the last one. Let's take a look at the board. On the board, we have 21 plus 41. And this is how we add. We are going to say 1 plus 1. Remember, when we are adding like this, we start from the right and then come to the left. So we say 1 plus 1 equals 2. So we write our 2 just underneath here, in line with our numbers. Then we say 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4 equals 6. Well done. Let us now try a subtraction one. Here we have 66 minus 43. But we are going to start from the right and come to the left. So it will now say 6 minus 3. And we all know what 6 minus 3 is. It is 3. So we are writing our 3. Then we are going to say 6 minus 4. Our answer is 2. There you have it. So the rest you are going to do by yourselves for number 2. Let us now take a look at number 3 in our booklets. If you go down to the page, you can see that it says complete the number patterns. Now, at first look, you are going to think, oh, Teacher Mutsa, this is simple. This is just missing numbers. But no, each one has a different sequence that they follow. If we're going to do number 1 together, let us do it together. You have to count and find out how many numbers are missing in between each number for you to get the next numbers. So let us look at the board. We are going to do the one that we start with. Here we have 25 and then we have 13. So we need to find out how many numbers are missing between 25 and 30 by counting. We are going to say 25, then we're going to make sticks, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Let us now move on to the next number. After 30, we have 31. 32, 33, 34, 35. Let's move on to the next number. From 35, we have 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Now we look back. We take a step back and we check how many numbers are missing in between each of these numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we get to the next number, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next number, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we write the next number, 5. So if we use this method, we will be able to get the next number. Let's try. From 40, we are going to draw 4 sticks or 4 numbers, and then we will write the 5th one. Let's go. 41, 42, 43, 44, and then we are writing the next one, which is 45. And we're going to do the same again. From 45, we are counting on 46, 47, 48, 49, and remember we are writing the 5th number, which is 50. Then, let's look for the last number in the sequence. 51, 52, 53, 54, and remember we write the 5th number, 55. And now we have completed the sequence. Remember to check with the sticks that you write on top. They will help you. And it is not the same for all the numbers. And I want you to do this slowly and calmly. I know that you are clever to do all the sums for this exercise by yourself. I hope you enjoyed the last exercise. Remember, with maths, it's all about practice. So you need to continue practicing maths for you to get better at it. Now let us go to page 20, where we have another exercise waiting for us. Here we have grouping, which is very simple. The grouping we're going to do is already done for us, if you can see. Your job is to take your pencil and group them properly by circling them. And once you're done circling them, you need to count the groups that you have made. You can see that number 1, that they were grouped in 3s, and the total number of groups is 8. For number 2, you are going to count as well. Physically count how many groups they already have. They have done number 2 and number 4 for you, so you don't have to draw any circles there. But for the rest, please draw a circle. You can use your pencil or you can use your color, and make sure that you're having fun when doing this one. This is the last exercise for our lesson. And now that we are done, we should sanitize our hands. Remember, sanitizing is very important. Everywhere you go, make sure that you are clean, especially at a construction site. And before we go, we also need to check our social distancing. So let us spread out our hands, very good, and in front of us. Well done. But I wonder, have you seen Zashi today? Oh, hello Zashi. So from Zashi, my friend, and myself, we all want to say bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Josh and I'm back. Even though the schools are closed, I thought about we can still do online classes, learning and reading. You can also do your schoolwork. Until next time, bye!
thank you so much to Chamutsa for teaching us about estimation. So now I hope the grade 4s are ready as we head into Teacher Fotelela's class for science, and that is for week 4, lesson 4.
Good morning, Namibians. Welcome back to my Zone Online School. My name is Ms. Fotolela, together with Chanel. Before we start today's lesson, remember to always sanitize your hands. And practice social distance and also wearing your mask. Today's lesson, we will continue with health education, focusing on dental health. Let's turn to page 17. By the end of the lesson, you must be able to state 3 functions of healthy teeth. Demonstrate the correct teeth brushing techniques. During our lesson, let's first look at the following words. There is function, a special activity or a purpose of something. Technique, a particular way of doing something. 3 functions of healthy teeth. Teeth help us to tear food. Teeth help us to chew food. And teeth help us to grind food. Let's turn on page 18. We are going to demonstrate the correct teeth brushing techniques. You brush your teeth twice a day for 2 minutes. Clean each tooth carefully. Brush in small circles to remove plaque where your teeth and gum meet. Brush the outside of your teeth and then all chewing surfaces. Use the tip of your toothbrush to clean behind your teeth. Brush downwards of your upper teeth and upwards of your lower teeth. On page 18, there is a very short activity for you. Question 1, state 3 functions of healthy teeth. Question 2, match the numbers to the correct way of brushing. Use the tip of your toothbrush to clean behind your teeth. You will look at the picture, you identify the number that makes sense with the correct sentence. Use the outside and then inside and then all the chewing surfaces. Brush in small circle. Brush your teeth twice daily for 2 minutes. Just do this activity on your own, and on page 19, you will find the memorandum. This is the end of our lesson. I hope you will be able to state the 3 functions of healthy teeth, demonstrate the correct teeth brushing techniques. Remember to always sanitize your hands. And wear your mask every time. Social distance. Stay home, stay safe.
everyone, I'm Josh and I'm back. Even though the schools are closed, I thought about we can still do online classes, learning and reading. You can also do your schoolwork. Until next time, bye!
Thank you so much, Teacher Fotolela, for that lesson on health education. So today we had a little something for all the subjects. We learned math today, we learned English, and we ended off with science. So that is all the time we had for today. But always remember to maintain a safe distance as we are returning to school. But before I sign off, we visited the Oluno constituency. So today we'll be hearing from the inspector of that constituency. And after that, we'll hear from one of the teachers that were assisting here with the booklets that are being distributed. So until next time, it's goodbye from me.
Good afternoon. This is Henok Namtenya, the acting inspector in Oluno Circuit, Inspector of Education in Oshana region. So we have received some materials, two consignments. The first consignment, it was consisting of pre-primary to grade 3. Then we received also the second consignment, including pre-primary and the grade 3 second week, plus other materials for grade 4 to 7. All these materials were received through the circuit office, and we tried to distribute them to schools. All schools in this Oluno circuit have received their materials, and for the second consignment, there are still some schools which didn't come to pick up their materials, but hopefully they are going to pick them up today on the 12th of May 2020. And probably when we have consulted some teachers, they said the materials are good to be used and they are easy for the learners to work on themselves under the guidance of their parents. They are made in the easy English to be understood by the learners, and they can study on themselves.
Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth Joseph and I'm back in studio with another teacher, and today we'll be finding out a lot of things, guys, so just make sure that you tune in and you remain focused while we chat to you. But first things first, let's sanitize our hands. Awesome. So ma'am, how are you today?
I'm perfect, a bit nervous, but yeah.
All right, awesome. So just tell us a bit about yourself. Who are you? What is it that you do?
Well, I'm Ortega Stumfer. I'm an English teacher at Van Rijn Primary School. I teach grade 7 and grade 6.
All right, awesome. What is it exactly that you've been doing here at NMH?
Well, I was selected to compile the activity booklets for the grade 6s and grade 7s across the nation.
All right. How was that process for you? How did you find it?
In the beginning, it was a bit strenuous because a lot of putting all the activities together. But after that, since we have our team together now, it's going much better.
So now it's all team spirit.
Yes.
Go team, go.
There we
all
go.
right. If you could just encourage your students out there and just uplift them with a few words, what would you want to tell them?
Well, firstly, I would say stay safe, stay protected, and then there's a time for playing and there's a time for working. So let's take this seriously and ensure that there's success throughout.
All right, awesome. There you have it from us in studio today. Keep it locked here on MyZone's Facebook page to make sure to see your teachers very soon here with me on this couch. So from us, it's bye-bye.
Bye-bye.